I remember recently, young men broke in the president of the NAACP's grandmother or mother's house. They asked the young men, did you know that that was the president of the NAACP's mother's house? They said, what is the NAACP?
Yeah.
You would ask my daughter, who's graduating from high school, who'll be 18, she probably don't know either. A lot of things that I say, Michael, you don't know who that? No, who's that? Have to do with our culture. How can we educate them? Did the president bring more black awareness and say to young men in this culture, anything's possible because he did it?
Very good question. And the fact, well, Bishop, you know how you do. It did for a certain amount of time.
Oh, that's good.
For a certain amount of time, you know, but I don't necessarily see the ripple effect as how it translated to, let's say, for instance, Zone 8 in the city of Detroit, the gang-infested neighborhoods. You know, so many, that whole mindset of being the rose that grows through the concrete has been preached so much, but literally, you know, you got a mama with 2 kids and 2 jobs, and she's not seeing her children at the house because she's on the job so much. And so that kid, in many cases, who doesn't have a father in their life, just like I was, 80% of black communities, black and Hispanic, don't have fathers in the home. Where are the mentors to pick up the reins to take care of those individuals? And now those young people don't have the resources. So in many cases, we see Capitol Hill, but it necessarily hasn't translated to the hill in the block. It hasn't necessarily translated to the brother on the street corner. And in many cases, they're involved in a lot of negativity. But how do we translate that? We have to take the resources that we have. W.E.B. Du Bois talked about it. And one thing that I tell people all the time, I tell a lot of young people, not so much are our young people listening to the group Mindless Behavior, but they're involved in mindless behavior. It's a tragedy when our young people know more about Waka Flocka Flame than they do about W.E.B. Du Bois. And that talented 10th has to go and educate the 90. We've got to use our resources. We got to use our gifts. We got to help and let that young sister know that you ain't got to drop it like it's hot. You don't have to shake it like a salt or pepper shaker. There's some value that you can shake up on the inside of your life to push you to succeed, to grow through the negativity, not just to go through the situation, but grow through it. You can be positive in the negative situation. That's what I tell people. My story is a cancer survivor. I had to change my perception, to change my perspective, and see the first 3 letters in the word cancer is can. I can do all things through Christ. I can survive. I can make it. And God is no respecter of persons. If he brought me out, surely he can do the same thing for you, and you can make it.
I'd vote for him right now for whatever he run for.
Oh, yes.
Now, so we have this election coming up.
Absolutely.
We got about 2 minutes. We have an election coming up. How do we get the young people back involved to get them where they were 3.5 years ago? Not because Barack Obama is a black man now, because that hoopla is over. He's a black man. We've done it. Right. Now there's more we need to do. How can we get them back involved?
Well, we have to, number one, let young people know that there's value in voting. So many people don't even see that there's $5 worth of value in voting. And when we get our young people to become politically aware of the process, to let them know that this is a grassroots movement, that really government is of the people, by the people, and for the people. And we've had so many different people, we had so many different politicians who has been all about them, and it hasn't been about us. And we've got to let our young people know that you have to play an active role in this. People have died for you to have the right. People have died and risked their lives for you to have this right, and you can change the process. Your voice has value. It's not time to quiet the voice. It's time to use the resources that you have and get actively engaged. And think about things that are going on in your community that you can change to bring about a better world.
You have got to come back. I mean, we got much more. We got it. Yeah. Good job, Steph J. Econ, the icon, Eddie Conner, from pop culture to President Barack Obama.
And they can get the book, Eddie Conner.
I'm ready. Come on. Let me do my thing. Where can they get the book?
EddieConner.com. That's EddieConnor.com.
EddieConner.com. Go there, order the book, get it for your young person. Get it from. Listen, you can. You can still do it. Through Christ, you can do all things. We'll be back with much more good news. And we'll be back with Eddie Conner real soon.